Despite what you see on social media, even your favorite fitness influencers go through the motions when it comes to fitness and sometimes not feeling like they want to go work out and train, even though online they probably make it seem like they have never hated a day of training in their life. Trust me, all of us somewhat go through it. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you 7 of the key things that I personally do when I just truly don't feel motivated or want to go to the gym. So number 1, the first thing I do to simply even get me in that building is I say to myself, okay, I need to set some sort of small goal. It doesn't need to be like strength based or performance based, just something as simple as I normally train for 90 minutes. So today we're going in the gym and we're going to spend 20-25 minutes there. That simple thought increases the odds I actually will go to the gym. Number 2 now is before you even get to the gym either. So if you say you're going to train for 45 minutes, make a beautiful playlist of all the songs, like queue them all up in Spotify, of all your favorite songs that get you pumped in the gym. Trust me, it sounds like I'm reaching, but this really does help me anyway. And it doesn't even have to be music. Sometimes motivational speeches. Number 3 now, change up your routine. If you're in this headspace where you just don't feel motivated to go to the gym, you just don't feel like going, the worst thing you can do is try and stick to your typical, more rigid bodybuilding plan. Boring. Simply because to make gains in the gym, it is more formulaic. You need to kind of do the same sort of things and aim to progress. That's not really the most exciting thing to do. So I would change your routine and switch in exercises that you truly love. Like make a routine somewhat around all your favorite exercises in the gym. This clearly won't be the most optimal training routine. However, at this moment, you need to not focus on being super optimal and focus more on the enjoyment factor. So this will actually get you motivated or looking forward to going to the gym. So for example, on these sort of days, what I would typically do is I'll do a full body routine and probably pick one key compound exercise, typically maybe a deadlift, just because that's virtually a full body workout in itself. And I'll kind of do that as the main first exercise. Then after that, I kind of do free reign. I'll kind of do whatever things I truly enjoy, just as long as I know I've at least got out one key solid movement in the workout. And moving on to the next one, which I've somewhat covered, which is simply making the routine shorter than normal and also make it a little bit more intense. Because if you're doing less of a workout, I wouldn't just take your typical workout and just split it in half. I would try and make it a little bit more dynamic. Those sort of exercises that get you moving, kind of uplift your mood and also up your endorphin levels and make you overall just feel better. Like sometimes I do exercises such as thrusters or like dumbbell clean and press, exercises that I wouldn't typically really do my main bodybuilding workout. But on these days, it feels more dynamic, more athletic, and I just have like a little bit of a mental boost from it. And I can't lie, pre-workout definitely does help. If you're in a low mood or low energy state, pre-workouts, I wouldn't over abuse them, but they really can give you that zone and you just feel like, you know what I mean? Next up, which I think we're on number 5 now, is one that I typically go against what most people say is, a lot of people will say, try and find a gym buddy so you can motivate each other to kind of go through it. I personally reject that simply because if you find a gym buddy and then they decide to kind of be flaky too, you're going to use them as an excuse why you don't work out, because you're going to go, oh, I was going to go with Jimmy, but Jimmy don't feel like going today, so we'll put it off. Maybe we'll go tomorrow. And it'll just consistently get put off. It's just an extra barrier as a somewhat excuse as to not to train. So I personally would not rely on any form of gym buddy. The only way I'd probably say this would be okay is if you have a friend that's really into gym and he always consistently goes. And if you want to tag along with him to simply make sure that you go and kind of motivate you to kind of maybe get that kind of spark back, then that's fine. But don't try to drag along one of your friends that isn't really into fitness either, or is less interested in getting in shape than you are, because it's just never going to work out well. Simply, you need to find that inner demon, or maybe not demon, but that inner kind of strength to kind of do it yourself. And number 6, which is I sometimes reward myself. So this isn't like an every single time I go to the gym I'm not motivated, but when I just know I've been somewhat lazy, like I haven't been moving around as much, no daily walks, may not have gone to the gym as much as normal, and I just feel like I'm not doing much, but then I feel like, you know what, I want to have Chinese today. On those particular days, what I normally say to myself is, if I'm going to go get that takeaway, I need to at least send my ass to the gym and do something. You know what I mean? Either the gym or the treadmill, but ideally go to the gym, get a nice workout in, get a nice pump, and then have my Chinese as like a reward. This point here technically has somewhat of an asterisk because I don't want the majority of you to take this and have this eating disorder mentality that you can only have takeaway when you go to the gym. That's not it. I would not normally do this on a week where I've been consistent with my training and my diet. But if there's definitely a week when I just know I've just been somewhat slacking in all departments, but I want to take away, I'm going to take my ass to the gym and I'm going to do some work and make it feel like I really did earn and deserve it. So that's something that I personally do. And moving on to the next one, I always tell myself as to why I don't completely quit is simply, why did I start training in the first place? Like, what was my initial goals? What do I like about training? What benefits does it provide me outside of just the aesthetics? And when I really think about those, it kind of keeps me consistent, because I would say for the last year, you know what I mean? I don't like saying it too often, but since my nan passed away, like last year, February 14th, my brain, just in regards to fitness, I just didn't really care about it. I just wasn't seeing the point, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like I almost lost a part of myself, to be honest. But one of the things that kept me going was simply the fact that I knew that even if my brain doesn't want to be there right now, I know my body will thank me for actually showing up and keep going. And I am so grateful to myself that my body just kept allowing me to keep going. I wasn't going like 6 days a week anymore. I think I dropped down to like 3 to 4. But even that is enough to kind of somewhat maintain. So these sort of things really do keep you consistent. I've been training now for like over 10 years. You know what I mean? It is going to get somewhat old. It's never ever going to forever be fresh. Because there is going to be times where you just feel like, I just don't want to go. And it's going to go from 1 day to 2 days to 3 days. And it's going to get to a funk and you're going to be like, I just don't feel like going back. So a much better method than quitting altogether is going and doing an enjoyment workout. May not be the most optimal, but it'll keep you going. It'll keep you staying somewhat in shape. And I've got to say, considering that I haven't really been training the best for over a year and a half now almost, or a year and 2 months, I don't look, in my opinion, I don't look terrible. Now, I could look leaner. I'm about 10 pounds higher than I normally would, but I am happy with the fact that if I had quit, I would look a lot more softer than I do right now. Anyways, people, if you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments.